Hello, everyone, and welcome back to PTM Racing TV, the broadcasting center for all your action-packed needs and racing feeds. And tonight we are live here once again with eNascar Outlaw Racing Series as we come to you from Charlotte Motor Speedway for some Cup Race Series action-packed racing here tonight. But I am not joined alone. No, no. I am joined tonight with my good friend and colleague. You know him as Sparkalicious, but we all know him as Dustin Sloanaker. Dustin, thank you so much for joining me with me here tonight to watch 8 top drivers in the Cup Series go at it for a little bit and just trying to have a good time, but at the same time also looking to make some money.
Yes, sir. We're definitely going to have a good show here tonight under the lights here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We've got, it looks like about eight drivers in the field here tonight. It's going to be a good show. They're currently qualifying right now, but I'll tell you what, these guys are going to be pretty fast tonight. They're going to put on a nice little show here.
Indeed, indeed, my friend. And after the nights we've had together and all the times we've been on the racetrack and all that, I mean, there's only 5 more minutes left of qualifying, but I've already got my blood pumping and everything rushing here, man. I can't wait to see these guys go at it. They were a handful to watch a couple of nights ago when you were watching here on the stream. They were fun. They were fun to commentate for and talk about. And now the fact that we're here in Concord, North Carolina, up on the announcer's booth. Of course, you and I are 6 feet apart, so there's that for you. But I mean, man, it's going to be crazy tonight. I can't wait to see 80 of these guys go out for some money.
Yeah, and see all these nice looking cars out here under the lights. We're going to see some sparks flying for sure. We're going to see some pretty paint schemes out here. They're also going to have some good old-fashioned racing out here tonight.
Agreed there, sir. So tonight, the drivers to look at in this case are your level seated. So this is how it stacks out here tonight. Introducing our drivers, the number 5 of Chantel Pottle, the number 9 of Christopher L. Lawrence, the number 23 of Drew Bordas, excuse me, the number 36 of Kyle Spees, the number 40 of Ken Zeems, the number 49 of Drew Holleran, and the number 78 of David Duke. And rounding out the field, number 84 of Matthew Hoffer joining with us here. So we'll see how everyone finished in the point standings here for the finish here. It looks like Chantel Pottle is going to get the fastest lap on that one, as well as Matthew Hoffer following right behind her. And then Christopher L. Lawrence followed third, Ken Zeems in fourth. Looks like Drew Bordas, or excuse me, David Duke is going to finish out in fifth. Sixth, Drew Bordas, and then seven, Kyle Spees with Drew Harlerin and Tyler Phillips actually joining in late. So he'll be manning that number 4 car there, as you see. Now, Dustin, we've been here plenty of times in other racing series and other tracks, but ever since we joined into the iRacing series, what has it been to you that's made Charlotte much more tricky, but at the same time much more fun to run?
Well, and the thing is, I've actually tested the Cup cars here a little while ago. A couple days ago, actually, I tested a Cup car here, and let me tell you something. These things really feel quite different on here compared to other racing series. These cars feel pretty free. They feel it just feels awesome driving these cars. You can really get them down into the corners really well. You can really, you still got to be careful on the throttle because it is easy to spin these things out, but they can go fast. And I tell you what, they're amazing to drive. They're a blast.
They really are indeed, but yeah, it's one thing I kind of learned with those is that, and same with the ARCAs or the ARCA series, is that I kind of said it earlier, but like when you're running those things, man, compared to other series we've run in, like usually you can, when you're off exit, you can just floor it and it'll be fine. You won't get loose or anything. No, you try doing that in any of these tracks that, have a little bit of a banking to get you loose off of, and you don't hit your turn just right, doing that will actually get your rear wheels to just literally spin into the point where you lose everything in there. And it's absolutely insane how much that changes and everything.
Yeah, and this track particularly turn four is where you're gonna. I mean, you can get loose off of two. Two you can get loose off of real easy.
Hmm.
But the real trouble spot's gonna be four, where you have that little bit of a bump there at the end coming off, and just that little bump. If you're just a little bit out of whack or anything, you're gonna go spinning easily. So it's really gonna be treacherous coming off turn four there tonight.
Now, I want to real quickly say that I've said before I have messed up on names before, and I do need to apologize again because I messed up on Drew Bedoro's name. I hope I said it right this time. It's Drew Bordeaux. Bordeaux. You got that, Dustin?
Bordeaux.
Bordeaux. You got that?
Got it. Bordeaux. Bordeaux. It's kind of got a little bit of a French accent
Yeah,
to it.
now you're
Bordeaux.
just gonna bring in the French stuff now. Man, we just literally joined back together. And now you already causing jokes. You already causing me problems, man. Last time you were in Iowa Speedway, the last thing you should have done was giving me that Iowa steak and meat or Iowa chop. Meanwhile, you literally forgot to go get that, much less my Busch Light that I told you to grab for crying out loud. Now we're here in Concord, North Carolina, and we're gonna be running on Charlotte Motor Speedway with some heavy hitters, 9 of them to be exact. And now you and I are gonna be talking together.
That's okay. I will just go to the stand and get that lovely lemonade that they make down there. And
Oh,
I'll bring you
you
one back if you like.
Oh, you would. All right. Well, add some sweet tea to that, and I'll call it good. Or maybe I might have offended a few North Carolinians, but anyway, enough of that, guys. We're gonna get on to the track and onto the field. Qualifying has now finally been completed, so let's go over the seated drivers here tonight. Everybody getting onto the pole, getting into their positions right now. We're loading everyone into the series. Tonight we do have the instant replay stuff, so we will make sure that it will be on here tonight, so just be aware of that. And here we go. Starting on the pole, that is the number 5, a Chantel the Throttle Pottle. And to her outside, that'll be Matthew Hofford in the number 84. Row number 2, that's going to be Christopher L. Lawrence in the number 9. And to his outside, that is going to be, and I hope I don't say his name wrong, Ken Zeems in the number 40. Row number 3 is going to be David Duke in the 78, and to his outside, the 23 of Drew, make sure I say this right, Bordeaux.
Well done.
And the 23, thank you. Row number 4, it's going to be Kyle Spees, and number 36, and to his outside, that's going to be David Duke, or Drew Holleran, excuse me, in the number 49, and then to rounding out the field, that's going to be, God, I couldn't get the names up real quick. Tyler Phillips in number 4.
Almost had you back there for a minute, just in case.
Well, that's why I have you over there to make sure I don't mess up on names this time, because I. All right, but nonetheless, we're ready to go here, guys. The 1 to go, so we're gonna get the tires up and ready to run here.
By the way, folks, this is going to be a 60-lap event here, or 2 hours, depending on how it goes. But I think they'll get the 60 laps done way before they get the 2 hours done.
I'd hope so, but considering what's on the line tonight, we might not see that. $40 to the winner here tonight, and a cool $30 a second with the $10 in third. And don't sneeze on that $10, guys. That actually is some good money if you think about it.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, pace car's coming off here.
It is indeed, and we're getting ready to go green flag racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Chantel will lead the pack off the start. Here we go.
Well, she led off the start, but it looks like Matthew Hofford got the better jump on the outside. He's going to come around on the outside, coming down to turn 1. Chantel's going to drop back into second spot, and here comes the 40 car, and Ken Zeems up on the outside.
And coming down out of turn 2, you see Chantel getting a little bit loose off the corner there out of turn 2, managing to hold back a little bit and get it reset. Ken Zeems at number 40 now, making the move up to Matthew Hofford in the 84. The red, white, and blue, the 84, going to have to do battle with the hot rod that is known as the number 40 of Ken Zeems. With the number 9 of Christopher L. Lawrence now coming up there with Kyle Spees in the 36 doing battle with them for 4.
Now it looks like there's that number 9 car staying right on the bottom, but the 36 able to get by on the outside. Mr. Kyle Spees up there. He's going to take up into the 4th spot as he comes down the back straightaway. Cars are starting to single file already here. We'll see how this goes. Chantel Pottle's up in the wall up on turn 4.
Up in the wall, up turn 4, but here comes a little bit of a run here. I'm stuck. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, but Ken Zeems making the move up into the top line, getting past Matthew Hofford on the front straightaway to take the lead.
Take it back here, look at this Pottle back here just to check and make sure. It doesn't look like she's got too much damage off that little bit of scrape up against the wall there. Looks like she's able to continue on. That was a scary moment, but we'll get back up here, up near the front here.
Kyle Spees now number 36 in the Ohio State I made sure to say that right this time. The Ohio State Ford Mustang, and that's going to put it a little bit down on the red, white, and blue. The 84. Matthew Hopper trying to hold on to second place, but I think it looks like it's going to go to Kyle Spees. Maybe not so on the back straightaway. Getting more of a run for Matthew Hopper.
Yeah, he did. You can get a good run off of turn 2, just like he did right there. He was able to hold his line up there in turns 1 and 2, is able to get that run off. If you can hold it there, you can definitely get that run off.
Now going back to what we saw earlier in about a few nights ago, we saw these guys going at it at Texas Motor Speedway. Now granted, we are on a mile-and-a-half track, but the difference in this track compared to Texas is I feel as though you have, like what you said earlier, Dustin, there is a run you can go on the high line and make it stick there. The only thing is, and this is what Kyle Spees right now is doing, is that sometimes it's just better to play the bottom. Coming down low, Christopher L. Lawrence now giving a little bit of a draft to Kyle Spees and Matthew Hopper in the 84. You can see the run that Kyle Spees is starting to get off that and carry the momentum through. He's now taken over second place with Christopher L. Lawrence right behind him in that number 9 machine.
Yep, and here comes Mr. Lawrence down on the bottom off turn 2. They're going to go side by side with Hoffer down the back straightaway. They're going to go down to 3 and 4. I think 3 and 4, the preferred line, is the bottom here, and he's really going to get that run in. There he goes right on by, and Hofford has to give the position up coming off the corner.
Hopper getting a little bit loose on the high line there, not able to bring it back up to the wraps. Unfortunately, going to lose a lot of time and a lot of ground there, but nonetheless, he's starting to wheel it back in. As you get a good look at the number 49 machine of Drew Holleran, trying to get it up there as well, trying to get back into this race. Chantel Pottle in the back as well, battling with Tyler Phillips in that number 4 car. But everyone right now up front chasing for that leader, but we got a bit of a battle here with Kyle Spees and Christopher Lawrence there, Dustin.
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like Matthew Hofford's car looks like it's starting to get tight. He's not able to keep that car on the bottom. He's having to run up on the high line, and everybody's going by him on the bottom, so it looks like he may have to make some adjustments here as we got another battle going on just ahead here. That's Christopher Lawrence in the number 9, and the 36 of Kyle Spees. They're duking it out here for second.
Kyle Spees, one of the top drivers that we saw earlier in the Texas Motor Speedway, now trying to put another mile-and-a-half track behind his belt, maybe get a win finally after what unfortunately was a bit of a harder run for him and a harder pill to swallow, getting bombed out of the race at Texas Motor Speedway. But he looks to make redemption here tonight, and so far he is doing just that here, folks.
Yeah, he is, and Mr. Lawrence back up into the second spot, but that 36 is not going away. He's going to try to stay with him here, try to keep pace with him here as they come off of turn 4 here. Meanwhile, Ken Ziem still holding on to quite a bit of a lead now. He's got about a 2-second lead on these two as they keep duking it out.
About of a 2-second lead, and it's going to keep growing if these two keep going at it yet again, back and forth. The battle for second here, Christopher L. Lawrence and Kyle Spees trying to outdo one another. Christopher in that number 9 and Kyle Spees in that number 36. But if they ain't careful, they got a little number by the name of Drew Bordeaux in the 23 catching up, making some ground up because they keep fighting each other in those corners there, Dustin.
Yeah, absolutely. Them being side by side like that, that's burning up their tires. It's slowing them down, especially when with these cars, you get side by side, it definitely punches a big hole in the air and slows both cars down, and that's allowing that 23 to catch up to them, sniff their draft a little bit. You might be able to make something of it. Meanwhile, we've got another position change going on back here for a moment.
Number 49, Drew Holleran, and Matthew in the 84. Matthew Hopper trying to take on Drew Holleran, but Drew Holleran is not giving an inch to him right now. Making some great moves and some great passes. As you can see, coming down the front straightaway there, starting to build some momentum and build some strength in that car. As Chantel Pottle and David Duke getting pushed farther and farther back with Tyler Phillips falling behind Matthew in 7th. But remember, it is early, folks. It's only about 12 laps in.
Yeah, about 12 laps in, yes. And it seems like some cars are good, going to be good at the start of the run, and we're going to see if some of these other guys have long-run cars. And definitely that 49 machine of Drew Holleman there looks like he's got a little bit of a longer run car as he's able to just be picking them off one by one.
He seems to be indeed, and you can see Ken Ziem right now 2 seconds farther than the field, and he is catching up to the likes of Duke, David Duke to be exact, in that 76, or 78, excuse me. The 5 Chantel Powell still staying ahead, and then you can see the other positions right now. But Ken Zeems making this look stupid easy, but I wonder there, Dustin, is he burning his tires up too much in those corners and in those turns? Because he's going to have to spare some time later on when it comes to the later half of this race.
I don't know. I'm gonna watch him here for about a lap here to see what he's doing, and it looks like he's running a pretty decent line here. I'm not really sure if he's actually really pushing the car all that much, especially with that 2-second lead and them guys battling behind him. He's running right down on the low part of the racetrack, just taking it easy here. So he may not be burning his stuff up. He might just be on for the ride here.
He might be indeed, but you can see right now Kyle Spees in that 36 Ohio State car right now just trying to get that Mustang up to that Camaro of the number 9 Christopher L. Lawrence. And Lawrence right now just continuing to hit the marks on the bottom, but it looks like Kyle Spees is trying something a little different, taking it up a little higher on entry, but as he comes into exit, he's bringing it down a lot lower and a lot harder. That generally is the way you see a lot of NASCAR drivers run this track. They try to take the high line on entry, bring it back down to the bottom off exit, and make that run off the corner. And right now it seems to be doing him something because he's getting about a half a second back on Christopher Lawrence there.
Absolutely. That would normally be the preferred way to get around here. It's just like you said, high entry and then arc it down in low. Get near that white line. Don't go too far below it, but get near that white line as much as you can and then arc it back up coming off.
We get a good look back here in the pack as we see the battle for fourth raging. Going to get a little bit going here as Drew Bordeaux has a challenger in the name of Drew Holleran coming for him here out of turn 1, coming up to turn 2. Drew Bordeaux will be challenged by Drew Holleran as he comes in, starting to get a little bit of that draft there.
Yeah, it looks like, as I said earlier, it looks like that 49 car is set up for the long run here. He's able to hunk that car right down on the bottom on the white line as he's coming right up on Bordeaux here. It's the battle of the Drews here, and boy, he just gets a good run off of turn 4. It doesn't look like that car's getting loose at all. It looks very stable. 23 car looks like he may be a little bit tight. He's not able to really get down into the corner like the 49 car can.
Well, I'll tell you right now, 49 out of the entry seems to just be absolutely killing it, where Drew Bordeaux, unfortunately, not able to get that run. Coming down the back straightaway here, you can see Drew Bordeaux now getting passed by Drew Holleran, as Drew Holleran in that 49 has now taken over fourth. But he's got a long way to go to catch up to Kyle Spees and Christopher L. Lawrence. But, that doesn't necessarily say too much in doom and gloom. They have a chance to catch up to him there.
Yeah, let's see here, we're not even halfway through this race just yet. This is 60 laps. I believe we're on lap 19 at this point. So we're not even quite to the halfway mark yet. So there's still plenty of time here to get caught up to try to get that leader down right now. And I'm impressed with this 49 driver here, Drew Holleran. Oh, and Bordeaux just smacked the turn 4 wall there. Gets it collected, though. Keeps it straight, keeps on going. But, boy, that was a heck of a hit.
Took a big look out of there. Drew Bordeaux looking like he's okay, though, managing to keep it up on all 4 tires, if you will, and not spinning it out or causing a caution. So good on him for saving that and get it fixed out there. As you can see now up front, Kyle Spees just getting absolutely rammed over by Christopher L. Lawrence, as Lawrence is just running away from him, trying to catch up to Zeems. But the thing is, Zeems is so far ahead right now, I think he honestly doesn't know where he's at. He has literally lost everyone in the back of his rear view here.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of Mr. Bordeaux, he has now hit the pits. He got some hard damage in that smack on the wall here. He's coming down pit road now to get that fixed up here. So tough break for the 23 there. That's going to cost him here.
Going to cost him a lot of time, but the thing is, I think they're going to have to pit at least one more time on their end. So I'm wondering how long Zeems, Lawrence, and Spees are going to be hanging out there, because they're going to have to at some point be thinking about that pit stop. Because right now, as you can see, Chantel Fottle is now 2 laps down, unfortunately, because of that caution she had. Drew Bordeaux in the pit still, as you said, getting a little bit of damage fixed up, and probably getting a splash of gas and some fresh Goodyears to that. And I can't blame him after what he just took on turn 4 there.
Yeah, again, that was a heck of a lick he took over there. I was looking at the right side of his car before he was coming down the pits, and it really bent in the right front fender and everything. And trust me, you get damage here, you're going to be struggling big time. You're going to be hitting the wall a couple more times if you don't get that fixed. So probably a smart move, get down pit road, get that fixed, so you can get back out there and run some competitive laps here.
Speaking of damage right now, you want to take a good look at Paul's Wraps number 5 car. Chantel has a big lick on the front end. Almost the front fender is completely tore off on that thing, so you know the aerodynamics are not going to be doing too well on that one for a time or two, because that's going to cost her a lot of time and momentum just to get back. So you got to wonder, when is she going to put in that instant repair and get those crew chiefs to work on that car and get everything up and running quick.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. They in this race they only get one fast repair, and fast repair means they just go in, they're allowed to repair the car quickly, and then get back out. They don't have to sit on pit road like normally and wait a long time to get it repaired. They only have one of those. If they use it up, and then say they smack the wall again, then you're going to be on pit road for a very long time. So very important to keep that in mind out here.
Absolutely, indeed, there. And one thing you got to really credit to these guys is that one thing got trouble down the back straightaway. Drew Bordeaux has spun into the corner there, and that's calling for the caution. We're gonna have to go back to the instant replay here in just a minute and take a look and see what was the cause of that here. So.
Yeah, I just caught that out of the corner of my eye. Sorry if I got a little excited there for a moment, but I just caught that out of the corner of my eye. It looked like Bordeaux was coming out of the pits and was coming down the backstretch, coming out of the pits, and it just snapped on him when he came right as he was trying to get back up on the racetrack there.
Well, we're about to find out what happened there as we get back to the race here. We're going to take a look here, getting everything all up and running. Here is the PTM Racing TV instant replay brought to you by Matt Mills Racing Team and Paul's Wraps. So let's take a look here. Oh yeah, he just over throttled it, and right out of that exit, that caused the wreck. Spun it right there, try to save it, and there you go, caution came out. But I gotta say right now, that's honestly gonna be good for a few of these drivers, because guys like Tyler Phillips and David Duke are gonna get their time back and their lap back. And Chantel Pottle, honestly, I think she's gonna get that lucky dog and get a lap or two back.
And we'll have to see on that. According to timing and scoring, what I'm looking at here, it looks like Tyler Phillips might be the lucky dog recipient here. It looks like he's just ahead of her. They're both 2 laps down, but we'll have to double check that here in just a moment when they get all squared away here.
Oh, we got a little bit of trouble right now. Trying to get off the instant replay here. Our producer's not quite doing what they're supposed to. Chantel Pottle trying to get into the pits, unfortunately spinning out, so she might have some big problems with those front tires, and the rear car might not be the way she wants it to be right now. She's struggling a little bit out there.
Yeah, she was struggling right from the beginning. For his first couple laps, she had gotten into the wall, and she got into the wall more than one time. It looked like she just couldn't hold that car to the bottom, so definitely some work to be done on that machine for sure.
Well, hopefully she can get that fast repair in and get everything stitched up and fixed up. I mean, honestly, if I was her, I would definitely be thinking about getting that repair in now, because the thing is, you're almost at the halfway point, and with everything that's going to go down for the later half of this race, I got to believe a fresh car and some fresh tires is going to be crucial. As you see Drew Bordeaux in that 23 getting around the pace car there. Here comes, looks like that is the number 9 of Christopher Lawrence coming up, with the number 40 of Ken Zeems right behind him, starting to make up his way. So it looks like these guys will get everything re-racked and restacked and all that. So we'll get them all situated out, back to the race here in just a little bit. But
Man, if that looks right, that looks like possibly that the 9 car of Christopher Lawrence must have had a good pit stop, because it looks like he's got the lead coming off pit road.
it appears he did indeed. He ended up getting around that, so.
Well, good job with that number 9 crew. Heck of a job getting up there on the up front here.
Yeah, for sure there.
Now, we'll have to see on this restart, once they get double file here, we'll have to see on this restart. Now, notice at the beginning of the race, that the car on the bottom really never got going, and the outside line got going pretty quick. We'll have to see if that's the case again here this time when they rack them up and get them going again.
I gotta believe I think They'll get everything all situated and figured out. But I'm going to say right now, this might be a little controversial, but I feel as though that when they get off this next restart, I got to wonder, like, who's going to overdo the throttle a little bit more, just try to get ahead of one another? And who is going to be the one that is able to maintain consistency and actually get around that issue being in the track itself? Because the thing is that they've been spinning out as they come out of those corners, and that's not been causing them any help as of late. So this is going to be huge for me to see off that restart.
Yeah, how aggressive do you really get here? I mean, there's a chance when you hit on this restart, you crack down on that throttle, you could end up spinning the car, you could end up missing a shift. I mean, there's so many variables that could go wrong here on this restart. So what do? Do you try to take a conservative and kind of race it way out, or you try to get as many positions as you can by jumping on that restart and trying to get up as far as you can?
I don't know. We're going to have to find out and see as we get everything all situated out, debris getting cleared off the field. And my producers are saying we're going to go one more lap around, get everything all situated out.
Yeah, it looks like we got some cars getting waved around here. So it looks like that the 4 car of Tyler Phillips is going to get back on the lead lap. Looks like I'm going to show Chantel Pottle 1 lap down, and Drew Bordeaux is going to be 2 laps down. So it looks like they're just trying to get the scoring set up here, and then we'll be able to rock and roll here.
Get everything all situated out, figured ready to go for another restart here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, again here in Concord, North Carolina. I mean, man, this has been an absolute blast to watch these guys. You know, it's only our second time watching it, and, you know, my first time with you in the booth, but I'll tell you what, man, like, when you put 21 of these guys on the track, like, they can give you a show. Like, there's not a lot of times they won't try to pass each other or really make moves that you try to do in other scenarios and times, and it's like, you got probably like an 80% chance you're going to wreck or you're going to get yourself into trouble. These guys right here, man, you know, if y'all haven't followed eNascar Outlaw League Series, man, you're missing out. These guys are some great drivers and some heavy hitters in this series, and I feel like there's some names in the future you're going to be hearing about in future leagues.
And to that point, I mean, these guys already have put on a great show here already. I mean, these guys, you saw, everybody watching here tonight already seen, we went, you know, over 20-some laps green flag racing. I mean, that's just incredible. I mean, you figured we would have had a caution, you know, within the first 5-6 laps, something like that. Nope, not these guys. They went out there, ran a clean green run there, and really the only incident was you know, Mr. Bordeaux there having trouble coming out of the pits. It wasn't like a big accident or anything like that. It wasn't, you know, people knocking each other around. It was just, you know, just a simple little incident that just happened, and, you know, these guys have put on a good show. I look for some more green flag racing here in just a moment.
Well, you saw the flagman put that flag up in the air. He is telling the drivers, hey, we got 1 to go. You better start getting piled up and ready to go for this one, because I'm not waiting on you this time. So here we go. We got the likes of the number 9, Christopher L. Lawrence, Ken Zeems, that 40, Kyle Speeds, the 36. That got Drew Harlan and the 49, Matthew Hoffer at 84. And then, of course, you got Tyler Phillips kind of holding up the rear in the 4. He'll be catching up. Chantel Pottle in that 5 catching as well. Drew Bordeaux as well in the 23. And, man, oh, man, this could be something on that restart. So watch that green flag here. There's going to be something here. Can't forget David Duke in the 78. I will be honest with you, he's been a sleeper tonight. I think he can get in this. I think he'll come back.
Yeah, now we've got a chance to get them pit stops out there. Maybe he's got his car tuned up now. Maybe he can get up here and wrestle it up with these boys a little bit.
Well, let's find out. That pace car is now off the track, and they're waiting for the green flag here. Christopher Lawrence getting a good jump off that restart, and it is green flag racing yet again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as we now have reached the halfway point. $40 on the line, 30 for second, and 10 for third. Who wants this more, and who wants it back? Who wants it better than the other?
Wow, what a restart that 9 car was. Wow, he just put the nitrous on and said goodbye.
He was like Big Smoke Tony Stewart on that restart. He was out in the sprint car and said, see ya, and everyone else is just trying to figure out a way to catch up to him on the start.
Oh, meanwhile, we have even a change of position for second there. Kyle Spees has gotten around Ken Zeems in the 40 car and put the 36 up in the second position. So he even made shots. So I'm thinking that the 40 car just did not get off going on that restart. It's already lost one position. Let's see if he can get it back.
Well, remember what I said earlier. How much of that was just to conserve their tires and conserve the, the amount of control, that amount of speed you have off that restart? Because the thing is, if you get that rear end loose at any point, you will spin. I mean, to tell you right now, like, yeah, we run the street stocks and legends. I know you and I do that. And we have a lot of fun with it. But when you go into like the ARCA super late models or even the Cup or Trucks Xfinity Series, those things are a whole nother animal that you just cannot tame so easily as you think compared to other series. But right now, back in the back here, the battle for fourth, the 78 of David Duke and Drew Holleran. And the number 49 got a little bit of a run here going for Duke as he comes down the front straightaway trying to make the pass around Holleran. Holleran keeping the high line here. Duke trying to get that bottom line to run. So needs to get the run off of that side-by-side. And on the back straightaway there, the run and the pass has been made. David Duke now up in fourth, and he is starting to catch up. But look at Drew Holleran trying to bring it back down to the bottom, trying to get it to side swipe him. A little bit of a swap in position, but Matthew Hoffert sees the opening there, gets a little bit of a run. The number 84 of that red, white, and blue machine coming up, trying to push it up, trying to bring the big guns out as you see on his car. He's trying to find a way around. Well, wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen, back up front. Yep. We've got a battle for the lead.
Yep, I was just about to say that. Yeah, we got a battle for the lead now. Here comes the 36 trying the outside. Here comes the 40 right in behind them. Oh, they're three cars under a blanket as they come down off of turn number 4, and they're coming down the front straightaway to complete another lap.
Side by side, the number 40 and Ken Zeems and Christopher L. Lawrence, that number 9, trying to outdo one another and trying to outrace. But it was Kyle Spees that saw that opening and took it away from both drivers there. Which we can see how it all turned out there and how that happened. But right now, Kyle Spees has the lead, and with Ken Zeems and Christopher Lawrence battling each other out of the turns in turn 4, I gotta believe right now I'm thinking Kyle Spees. I'm getting happy with that because it means they can get away from him a little bit, or so he thinks. Because here comes Christopher L. Lawrence now, pushing up a little bit.
Fast.
Christopher L. Lawrence now trying to open up his Racing Bible to Excel Chronicles versus 8. I don't care who needs to hear this, and I don't care what happens. I will make the pass to get up to the front and see how it all lays down. Because right now, Ken Zeems at 40 is also trying to get around and trying to make that pass. Not quite able to get there just yet.
Well, you would think this was about with like 5 laps to go at this point. The way these guys are racing up here, they're all over each other now. They're really putting on a show up here, doing it clean, doing it green, racing hard and racing fast.
Oh no, I'll tell you right now, man, like these guys back here, like these three and everyone behind them, they've been players every time I've seen them race. And granted, I've only seen them race a couple times, but it seems like when they're on the track, oh man, they just put up a fight and they just will have nothing left to say except, I want to win this thing. Chantel Bottle has gone back into the pits as well. She's coming out the pit road. Hopefully she does not do Drew Bordeaux. I'm sorry, Drew. I'm not trying to call you out or anything. And as I say that, she did.
Uh-oh. There's that broadcaster jinx.
I swear I did not mean it as the caution comes out. Flagman calling for the caution. Now, Dustin, you do not... Remember, there's no binoculars jokes to be made here on that flagman. The flagman sees everything, and of course we got our producers back here as well, also working on the track itself, so that we know there are people running the show here and keeping everything real. So we are not making any more of those darn binocular jokes. Okay, the flagman has them, and he sees everything perfectly fine.
Well, I'm glad they do. I'm definitely glad they do. Glad they finally have stepped up and finally got
whoa, hold on there, Hoppy. Woohoo! I'm not sure if he was able to save that. He was getting looser than anything there, but managed to hang on. Looked like a dirt car out there. He could not find his brakes, much less a grip on the track to not spin.
Well, looks like he got it back under control there, so we got back, get back together here.
We're gonna go back. Go ahead, man.
Oh, Oh, well, looks like, and here we go down pit road. Everybody but looks like Mr. Hofford stayed out. And it looks like everybody else is going to come in and get some tires here.
So let's go ahead and show you that instant replay here. So let's see right here, yeah. Chantel getting a good run off that, trying to get the momentum going. Just drove it too hard. What did I tell you earlier? You cannot drive it that hard anywhere. If you try to over throttle it or over pedal it, you're going to get loose, and that's exactly what happened. Couldn't get everything situated out and taken care of. Spun around, and that's pretty much all you can do. And that replay was brought to you in part by PTM Racing TV, Matt Mills Racing's team, as well as Pottles Wraps. So thank you again to everybody there for your support. Let's get back onto the track here and get everything all situated out and taken care of.
So, after reviewing the replay there and taking a look at things, the top three cars that we have here, it's the 36 of Kyle Spees, Christopher Lawrence, and Matthew Hofford in the 84. Those three cars did not hit. They stayed out. Everybody else behind them is going to have fresh tires, so this is really going to up the ante here. We're going to have cars on a little bit older tires, cars on fresh rubbers. We'll see who's going to be the beneficiary of that when we get back under green here very shortly.
You know, when I look at it more and more, I'm thinking right now that was actually a really smart move for Ken Zeems in that 40 to go out and take tires, because the thing is, you saw him earlier, he was really running that high and bottom line extremely well. So now, I'm thinking that this might be what he needs to get around said drivers in said positions to get the win. Remember, there is a cool $40 on the line, as well as $30 for second and $10 for third. But you all know what they want. They want bragging rights and the money, especially with this pretty good field of drivers here. These guys are some top-notch heavy hitters in this series.
And I'm checking on the lap counter here. Looks like we're on lap 42, so it looks like we've got about 18 laps to go. That's still plenty of laps there. I think it was smart on the 40 car. Now the 84, Matthew Hofford has now come down pit road and got service now, so maybe he thought twice about it too. He coming in and getting some tires and some fuel here and coming back out. So now I got to wonder if those other two cars are sitting ducks at this point.
Chantel Bottle getting a wave around as well. Looks like she got a bit of that lucky dog symptom there and able to get it back around. But, I mean, give credit where credit's due. Actually, this is actually the first time for a few of these drivers to ever be broadcasted on the Cup Series. I know Matthew Hoffer is brand new to the Cup Series, and he hasn't really got them figured out. Neither is Chantel Bottle. But, you know, don't count out Chantel the Throttle Bottle in any series. I'll tell you one thing. You know, if you guys watched a couple nights ago as well as last night, she was in the hunt the entire race for the Legends and the Street Stock. She actually outdid me in the Street Stock, so you saw it on the YouTube channel. Couldn't quite catch up with her there, unfortunately, and I lost all my momentum out of turn 1, turn 2 on that restart on this very track actually. So you gotta tap the hat off to her. She knows how to run cars, and she knows how to race. So as Kyle Spees in that 36 has now entered into pit road, might be thinking the way of Ken Zeems and Christopher Lawrence there, try to maybe get ahead for the long run here.
Yeah, I think he figured out he got duped here, so now he's going to come in here and get those fresh tires now. Now that leaves that 9 car out there on them older tires. I don't know about this.
You're talking about the 9 car, man. You just said something about right there just a second ago that I think a lot of people haven't talked about, and neither have we. And that's the fact that David Duke in that 78 machine, he is now in second place, and he is running on some pretty decent tires right now. I gotta believe that he might be in the hunt. If he can keep a bit of a draft and maybe get ahead, I feel as though he might be able to hold the bottom line a little bit better than Ken Zeems and Christopher Lawrence, and they're gonna have to really work off that high side, which, you know, the high line here is not easy, yeah, but I can tell you one thing, winning on it is crucial here as well.
David Duke in that 78 needs to make sure, first of all, he gets a good restart, and number 2, he makes sure that 9 doesn't get a good restart here. Because of what happened on the last restart when that 9 just freaking took off on everybody. I mean, he's going to have to stay up here with him if he's going to be able to keep up with him here.
So you get a little bit of an overhead view real quick of the drivers and the cars, something a little different. And again, for those that are tuning in on Facebook and YouTube, we want to say real quick, thank you so much for tuning in. And again, be sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Like us up on Facebook and like us up on Twitter @LeakPTM. you'll be able to catch all of the action that Pedal to the Metal Racing League will pull on. But as well, it seems like we got a pretty good rich group of guys here in the eNascar Outlaw League series, so we would love to do some more broadcasts for them and hope to show them up a little bit on the League Racing Series on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Because these guys, I'm telling you what, Dustin, I love watching these guys. They can pull off some good shows. If only I could just figure out all the names, that'll help me out.
Well, we'll get used to the names as we go along. They'll become second nature to us after a while, so it'll be all right. We'll be okay in that sense. But yeah, these guys are putting on a heck of a show here tonight. And I tell you what, if anybody's looking for a clean series to run in, hit these guys up, because I mean they could really use a couple more drivers in here. I mean, just hit these guys up, and you could be part of this great show as well. As we just got the one to go here, and we're getting ready to stack them up and do it again here.
Christopher Lawrence, David Duke, Ken Zeems, Tyler Phillips, Drew Holleran, Matthew Hoffert, Drew Bordeaux, Chantel the Throttle Pottle, and then Kyle Spees in the back. I think I'd see Kyle Spees in the back of this race, but he's got a fresh set of tires and a fresh mindset. I got to be a little bit worried if I'm up front, because if he can catch up there and get around some of these guys, we might have ourselves a battle on our hands. But Christopher Lawrence will lead the way and show everyone how to play. Green flag high in the air yet again.
And again, it looks like the 9 car got that good restart again, and he is taken off as they go down into turn 1. There's that 40 car, Kevin Zeems, underneath David Duke for the second spot.
Ken Zeems in the number 42 in battle with David Duke in the 78. Got a turn 2 into the back straightaway here. You can see, looks like maybe just a slight edge to Duke. But Zeems in the corners, he's getting a little bit more of this. Gets right into the 78 of David Duke. What a save by Ken Zeems, but that's going to cost him huge time. Holy smokes, he got right up into David Duke. And look at this, David Duke now. He's getting a little bit of a run on the inside now. Now number 78 of David Duke now going to the inside of Christopher L. Lawrence and the number 9. We're down to 15 laps remaining in this one. Oh, don't you turn the channel. Don't you dare leave the stream. We've got ourselves a battle in this heat. Look at this. David Duke now being blocked. Christopher Lawrence not able to keep him out of his hair, but he's able to push him up. But is that enough? Because here comes Duke, the front straightaway. He seems to get a little bit of a tighter corner. He seems to be getting the run here. Can he get him out of turn 1 and 2, though? Here comes Ken Zeems in that 40, making the run now on the inside of the number 9. Oh, look at this from the outhouse to the White House. Kyle Spees, the 36 now, pushing it up, pulling forward, trying to make a move around all these drivers. Look at the amount of movement these guys have, and look at the amount of space they are working with. They have no room for mistake. One slight move and one slight error, and it's over. As you just seen Ken Zeems now make the pass from Duke and Lawrence.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow. I mean, we just talked about Kyle Spees starting in dead last on that restart, and look at him. He's already up here to second in like 2 laps. I mean, he is hauling the mail.
He's hauling the mail. He's hauling the char. He is hauling all sorts of tail, and he is getting closer to that $40 cash prize. Remember last time out, he got put in the back early and made his way from the outhouse to the White House, back her up, and made a good run to the front, but he was unfortunately unable to get everything all situated and sorted out. But now he looks to change that, but he's going to have some company, as here comes David Duke and the number 78 now, trying to make that run with that CMC number 78, trying to catch back up to the Chevrolet of number 40 of Ken Zeems. But they're now side by side yet again, Kyle Spees and Duke, that is. Still, the run to Zeems and the run to Duke now getting a bit more of a run off of that.
And we are getting down to close to 10 laps to go. We are on lap 50 at this point, so now it's go or go home at this point. It's time to put the pedal to the floor here and get these guys up here racing hard, and they are. We got the top 3 all snugged up here together under a blanket.
As a good friend of mine once said, you better learn how to put the pedal to the metal, tighten up those seatbelts, and learn how to play, because right now, there is no other way but up to the front, because right now, David Duke and Kyle Spees and Ken Zeems are doing battle. But if they make the slight error, Drew Holleran is still there as well. And don't count out Christopher Lawrence. He might have a chance if there's another caution. But right now, I'm not seeing any of that. We're down to 10 to go. And Ken Zeems still maintaining a tremendous lead over David Duke and Kyle Spees. But at the same time, if he makes one slight error in those corners, he's going to get passed because these guys right now are working off that draft. Kyle Spees now trying to bring it in the inside of David Duke. Not able to get it in there just yet, though.
Old Duke's going to get a runoff up on the outside here. He's going to sniff that draft coming down the back straightaway. Will he make the move down here into turn 3? Not quite just yet. He's going to have to stay tucked in line and try to get him off of turn 4. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case either. They're going to be single foul as they come down for the next lap here. This will be lap 53 they're starting.
8 to go now. Here they come out of turn 1, coming into turn 2. Ken Zeems still maintaining his lead and maintaining position. But remember, David Duke and Kyle Spees have not left each other's rear end right now. Like a gold digger out on the football team right now, they are on each other's tail ends like nobody's business.
Absolutely they are. And I've noticed something, that 78 car, when he's going in turn 3 and 4, he is right almost on the blue paint going in that turn. That car is really gripping well on the bottom of the racetrack.
You can just imagine what's going through the mind of Ken Zeems and probably also David Duke and Kyle Spees just thinking, all right, Ken Zeems thinking, all right, what do I do to stay ahead of these guys and not let them pass me? All right, I got to block the bottom. Well, here's the problem. David Duke, if he gets anywhere near that bottom, makes one big move, he's going to get right up on his rear and take that away. Kyle Spees is just thinking, all right, I got to figure out a way around both these guys. The outside line's not going to work too well, so I got to keep this draft. I've only got 6 to go. Ooh, and David Duke throwing a little sparks at you. Coming out of going into turn 1, now coming into turn 2. Still, though, these guys just absolutely giving it a run and a half, just trying to outdo one another. And look at this, Kyle Spees now. He's makes a big move from the bottom. David Duke getting up into the wall. Kyle Spees had to root the move, and he went right in for it. Going down low, making the pass of David Duke. Now he eyes Ken Zeems, but has he lost time from that? He might have overdone it because of that turn there, Dustin.
Absolutely, that could be. I mean, he has to go. He has to go. There's not many laps left. He just had to make a move and get there. I don't know. He's 0.6 of a second off right now from the leader with just a few laps to go here to see if he could try to reel him in now that he doesn't have David Duke there to contend with.
In the back of the pack here, we have a little bit of a battle for as you see, Drew Bordeaux now making the move to Drew Holleran. The number 49 is being challenged, and don't count out Matthew Hoffert, still trying to show up and try to show these guys, hey, I am not going to be here for a one-time deal. I would like to stay sometime in the Cup Series, and right now he is doing just that, trying to make the move around both drivers on the inside now. Drew Holleran coming down the back straightaway here. Matthew Hoffert overtakes for 5th. He eyes Drew Bordeaux in that number 23 for 4th.
Coming down to it now, I'm checking the lap split. No change that time. No gain, no loss. 40 car still maintains his lap times there. So we're getting down toward the end of this thing.
Down to the end indeed, and now we're going to come to 2 to go. Once they get to that white marker there, and the flagman will wave that flag around and let them know it. Right now, Ken Zeems, he had a great battle at Texas, and unfortunately was not able to quite get the runs he was looking for and get that win that he was in. Well, I take it back, folks. He actually did have himself quite the run there, but just unfortunately got put back a little bit if memory serves me. And right now, he is just absolutely leading the pack away from Kyle Spees. He's now almost 2 full seconds away from Kyle Spees. Kyle is losing a lot of momentum and a lot of ground. This could be disastrous for him. He's going to have to find anything he can to get a run from David Duke, because now the white flag is going to come out, but I think it might be too little too late, Dustin.
I believe so. Unless the 40 makes a humongous mistake here, I think it's his race to lose at this point. He's coming down through turn 1 and turn 2, right on the bottom. Oh, so smooth. It looks like he's got this one in the bag unless something really goes wrong here.
Coming out of turn 3, he'll come into turn 4. These had a heck of a race at Texas. Couldn't quite get it there, but in another 1.5 mile track here at Concord, North Carolina, Charlotte Moore Speedway, it's Ken Zeems, the number 40, your winner of that cool $40. Kyle Speeds will take the $30 second cash prize, and $10 will go to David Duke and the number 78. Rounding out your field in number 23 of Drew Bordeaux, Matthew Hoffer in the 84, Drew Hollerwin in that 49, finishing out 6th. 7th going to Tyler Phillips in the 4. 8th will go to Chantel the Throttle Pottle, or excuse me, Christopher L. Lawrence in the number 9. And then Chantel the Throttle Pottle finishing 5th. And you can hear the fireworks going off right now, folks. These guys have finished out this race and finished out everything here. And you gotta believe right now, yep, here he goes. We're gonna see a little bit of some donuts and burnouts from Ken Seams.
It's always exciting when you can win a race, isn't it? You go out here and you can just go out here and just burn down the house.
Burn down the house and burn down everything else. Right now, he's at Ken Seams' number 40 Chevrolet. There's a reason why he's got it painted with flames, because he's looking hot, hot tonight.
Absolutely, yep. The flames come through tonight. They're definitely lighting it up out there. Great job by that 40 team. Good job to get that in great victory for him tonight.
His crew chief saying, man, you deserved every bit of that, and his team absolutely coming through for him tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And man, oh man, what a run that was here tonight, Dustin. And unfortunately, I can't believe it's over, but that has to end sometime, and what a way to end it out.
What a finish with them, with the Zeems and Spees. Spees coming from all the way in the back on that last restart to come up through the field and finish second. David Duke up there as well. That was just a good show by everybody out there. Everybody put on a good show. But then 3 there at the end, that was a heck of a race to watch, and what a finish.
It really was indeed. Well, guys, we're going to have to call it quits sometime. So tonight, we want to say thank you again on behalf of all of us here at PTM Racing TV. Thank you again to eNascar Outlaw League Racing Series. You saw the cup cars and the bar, and that setting the bar here tonight and setting a standard for what they'll be pulling off next time out on Wednesday night. But you know, Dustin, I can say right now, I would love nothing more than to see these guys go back at it right now. That was some great racing, some great battling, but we got to call it quits sometime. Otherwise, I think some people are going to get annoyed with us here in a minute. So,
not unless they start yelling encore, encore, then maybe. But I think it's time to just wrap it up tonight. That was a heck of a show.
now don't make me sad because I can't go to any concerts right now. So don't even be thinking about that here in 2020 and making me upset. But nonetheless, thanks again, Dustin, for tuning in with me here. You better be giving me that lemonade and sweet tea later, boy.
I got it up and ready for you.
From all of us here at PTM Racing TV, thank you again for tuning in. We want to say farewell. Have a good night. Be safe.